239. Forgot to mute that. It's all good now. Coming at you live from the Ron Miller Race Cars Hammer Down Racing Report studio. It is the Hammer Down Racing Report. Live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Tonight on the show, we're going to talk to the guy up there in the top right corner of your screen, Mr. Dave Gumby Jr., fresh off his first A-Main win at Fremont.
A true rookie in the class.
Yeah. Also, Tim Wilber will be joining us a little bit later. Owner and promoter of Butler Motor Speedway, taking over the reins of that track earlier, well, in the off-season, just before the season started.
And a true rookie in racetrack ownership.
So it's a rookie night on the Hammer Down Racing Report.
Long-time racer, but rookie track owner.
Before we get to that, I want to mention Big D's Pizza, Subs, Chicken, and more, and barbecue. I think he might have changed it. I'm going to have to talk to Dean, because he's got like a new logo. It's like Big D's Pizza and Barbecue or something, or barbecue or something.
Really?
Yeah. They're having another barbecue this weekend. They had one last weekend. You can check out their menu on their Facebook page. You could also order pizza right now if you want, 419-547-1444, or order BigD'sPizza.com. They have a Friday special you can get tomorrow. It's the Big Nut Double Burger with fresh cut fries and the 16-ounce Pepsi product. I think it was $9.99 or something. Yeah.
That's a killer.
I don't know why I didn't write the price down, but yeah, big on taste, not on price though. It's Big D's over there in Clyde. Also, don't forget to check out Dominator Race Products. They have that all-new Outlaw Nose Kit and vented metal wheel covers. You can check them out at DominatorRaceProducts.com. You can also call them, 419-923-6970. And you can also get
Wait. All new late model nose kit? Does that mean that mine is now obsolete?
Probably. When'd you get it?
Oh, my gosh.
When'd you get it?
This spring. It's hardly raced.
It might still be new.
Okay.
It might still be
I
new.
hope.
Yeah. Call Bentley.
Or Todd.
They'll all help, yes.
Yes, they will.
Or you can call Ron Miller Race Cars and order it from
Absolutely.
him as well.
And free delivery to Ron Miller Race Cars. not from Ron Miller Race
Two,
Cars.
I got you. You have to pick it up from Ron. Yeah. Also, Oakshade Raceway, where the fastest meet to race, back in action this Saturday night after taking last week off. Back in full swing, actually. It's the birthday race weekend, 10,000 win for the UMP Late Model Summer Nationals, the Summit Racing Modifieds, and Dominator Street Stocks in action. Gates will open, I believe it's at 10 a.m. on Friday for people that want to put down blankets to save their seats for Saturday.
Now, is that a new class, the Dominator Street Stocks?
Super Stocks. I said Super Stocks.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Nuh-uh.
In my head, I did.
Yeah.
I'm staying out of it.
Dominator Super Stocks, yes. Because we can't be on the street. Unlike, we're going to have to talk about your method of transportation coming over here, too, in a minute. Gates will open at 10 a.m. on Saturday at Oakshade for the festivities, I guess. The pits will be open until 4 o'clock for anybody. So if you want to come out, meet some drivers, get some autographs, get some pictures, take some pictures, whatever, you can do so without having to buy a pit pass until 4 o'clock. So come early.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of big name drivers will be there for that show. And then after 4 o'clock, you have to have a pit pass. And I believe race time 7:30, might be a little later depending on how many cars we get and how long qualifying takes. But yeah, birthday race always starts a little bit later, but it ought to be a big show there at Oakshade this weekend. Also, thanks to Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, and Headhunters Barber Studio and Salon. Freeze Frame will be at Oakshade as well, selling all kinds of pictures, I do believe. So.
He'll have a boatload of pictures.
Absolutely. So, our guest tonight, people are agreeing with you. Apparently, I didn't say that. Dave Gumby Jr., rookie in the Fremont Dirt Trucks this year, and you just picked up your very first win on Saturday night. So, congratulations. Get right up on that microphone. I'm not even sure which one that is. There you go.
A little better.
That's better.
That's better.
Yeah, now we can hear you. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm here to tell you it was far and away the most exciting race of the night. Could have been the most exciting race of the year. He was racing against really the big guys in that class the entire race and held them off. And
Was that Babcock in the 25?
yes, sir.
Yep.
That was Jeff Babcock. The 7B was
Valenti.
Sean Valenti. Yeah. The 11.
I saw the video of the race.
11 was Ben Clapp.
No, that's Jim Holcomb.
Jim Holcomb, yeah. All real great racers.
So we were talking a little bit before we came on. This isn't technically your first ever A-Main win, but it sort of is.
Right. It's my first A-Main win on the dirt.
Okay. So we're not counting the asphalt wins.
No.
And he's got a couple of those.
Yes. That's what were the two asphalt wins you had?
Well, I got the Cupid shootout that they only ran once. And then this year I picked up the hangover race from this guy over here.
So you are undefeated at the Cupid shootout.
Yeah, and hopefully it stays that way.
They may name that after you. That's what happens when you win all of them.
That's right.
The Dave Gumby Jr. Cupid shootout.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, but it could. You never know. So another thing we were talking before about how you like to get your hands dirty and work on, the vehicle you're racing. And you say this vehicle is far away from where you are, so you don't really do much of the work on it, correct?
Correct.
So what was? Do you approve of what was done to the truck then?
Yes, I definitely do. I talked to Tim Baker. He does mainly all the work on it and stuff, and he explained to me everything that he did, and I was like, we're going to try it. If I don't like it, we'll take it off, and, well, you see the result.
So you liked it, is what you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So do you still feel that way, that you need to get your hands dirty and in there to be competitive, or are you good with just getting in and driving
I saw
the car?
him setting the tire pressures before he went out.
Oh, okay.
So he's definitely hands-on.
Yeah, we're hands-on and stuff. If we change stuff at the track, the truck owner, I'll ask him, and he'll agree with it or not, and we'll just change it. He doesn't really care what I change on the truck unless I talk to him about it first.
Now, was jumping from, you've run a Bomber Super Stock at Oakshade for many years, among other things. Yeah. But was it much of an adjustment going to a dirt truck from that, or do they drive a lot different?
They drive completely different. Like our Dominator Super Stocks now, they're on a 3-bar setup and stuff, and these are straight leaf springs, and I've never ran anything till this year on leaf springs.
Talking about leaf springs, one of our listeners wants to know what a Fremont dirt truck is. Do you want to take that?
I'll let you, since you build them.
Well, I can. I just thought it'd be better coming from you, but
Hey, you built the truck.
okay. Basically, it's a stock truck frame. You are allowed to interchange engines. You can put whatever engine in, whatever chassis you want, but one of the inflexible rules is that the front leaf spring mount has to be in the stock location. 180-inch wheelbase. Like our listener there, they're on a 2-barrel carburetor, cast iron block and heads, no cubic inch limit. Burt transmissions are fine.
So legal to run at Oakshade with the super stocks.
Yes.
But super stocks are not legal to run with the dirt trucks.
Right, because they're not
All the
they're
things
not
you
truck
just mentioned.
frames.
Yes,
they don't
yeah.
have leaf springs in the stock location.
So what?
And it's a really great class, Arnold. I appreciate the question. There were 30 trucks there, wasn't it, Dave, last week? And
That was the biggest turnout so far this year.
but, the car counts have been good all year. There's been a B main every night.
I've been lucky enough to stay out of those.
So what are Fremont's off this weekend because of the King's Royal? So what are the dirt truck guys doing? Are any of them gonna
Well, a lot of them are down there at the King's Royal.
just watching,
helping. Yeah, I know Corey's down there, McCoy. There's a few other guys down there just having a good old time.
So none of the dirt truck guys are gonna be racing this weekend.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Now, they, again, as you said, they would be legal if they showed up at Oakshade to run with the super stocks.
And they'd be on Dirt Vision this weekend.
Yeah. TV time.
There you go. Get some.
Hey, we got TV time this week, too.
Did you make it? Did you see BCSN?
No, I didn't get to watch it yet.
Okay.
BCSN's back out there.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that.
At Fremont.
Nice, very nice. So what adjustments? You don't have to go into specifics, but what kind of adjustments were made to the truck to make it different from how it's been previously this year?
You got a good starting spot.
Yeah, that helps, too.
He's been coming from the back all year.
Yeah, it's not fun, let me tell you. But no, Tim Baker did some adjustments like what they've done to their truck, which is the 4M that Jamie Miller runs. So if we put a J-bar on it and stuff, and then he messed around with the front end a little bit with the geometry and springs and stuff.
I like that. It's very technical.
Yeah, we're not getting all the secrets out.
So that's fine.
You don't want to give out all your secrets either, Scott.
No, I understand that. And how much of that was driver? I noticed that you were glued to the inside. You were not coming off that bottom the entire time, even though you kept having people peek into the outside. And sometimes the outside looked a little bit faster, but I mean, what's going through your mind?
Honestly, even for the heat race, we went down in turn 1 and it stuck. I said, okay, we're going to stay down here. Same thing in turn 3. And there was just a lot of moisture down there all night. I was just watching the track, even after the sprint cars went out. Walked up to the fence, looked at the track. There was more moisture down at the bottom than anywhere else. And I just wasn't giving that spot up.
So it was a conscious decision to keep down low then?
Yeah, and stay away from the tractor tires. Unlike my teammate.
I missed that. You must have got up and close and personal with one of them?
Yeah.
That usually doesn't end well.
No, it didn't.
No. So how distracting was that to keep seeing Babcock coming up on your right side there?
Honestly, it wasn't. It was just more so I just had to keep my cool, not mess up.
Don't overdrive it.
And I just stayed cool in the truck, and I was watching him when he got next to me, seeing what he was doing and stuff, and we just ran a clean race.
I saw that you went down and talked to him after the race. Pleasantries, I take it?
Oh, yeah. It always is when I go down there and talk to Jeff and Rolly and stuff.
It looked like a lot of the drivers who were coming up to and congratulating you after the race.
Yeah, there was a lot of them. Or even like Corey, he stopped on the front stretch and stuff. He didn't even go back to his pit. He came down, got pictures, and talked to me then, too.
Nice. Now, right after the race, you were pretty excited, I believe.
Yeah.
And you did either a dough or a nut. It was half of a donut. What were you planning on? What would you have liked to have accomplished there in turn 4?
At least a complete donut, but it was first for everything. With those vert transmissions, they're a little tricky.
Next time,
if you don't keep them wound up, they'll stall out if you don't.
And it did.
Oh, it did.
Were you embarrassed?
Yeah, a little bit. I was like, oh, darn, I just did that. Oh, well.
But it didn't ruin the victory lane celebration.
No, not at all.
Okay. So does this win get you a little more motivated or confidence, build more confidence toward maybe a track championship? You know, you're 5th in points, 20 back.
Sure, that's news to me. I really don't care about points and stuff. You start looking at them, you start worrying about them, and stuff goes wrong. So I don't care about
So you're
them.
not point racing, you're just racing to win every week.
I'm just out there to have fun.
And have you had fun before this night?
Yeah, except one night, and that was it.
What night was that you didn't have fun?
I think it was opening night, wasn't it?
No, that was not opening. Opening night was a handful when I lost power steering halfway through the race.
Oh, that's right.
No, it was either the second or third night. We finished third and got DQ'd. Me and Jeff Babcock both got DQ'd for the same thing.
And what was that?
Our track width was too wide in the back.
So do you feel that this win kind of has redeemed yourself?
Yeah.
You know, kind of be able to move past that now?
Right. Completely past it, and hopefully more to come this year.
Okay. More wins or more DQs?
More wins.
I just wanted to clarify there. I wasn't too sure. I think we covered all that stuff there. So where's this team going for the rest of the year? The P51 team that you're driving for.
We're just gonna stay at Fremont. I don't want to take it out anywhere else. As great as it's been, so I don't want to have a chance of wrecking it or somewhere.
What about maybe after the season if Sandusky does one of their deals with the Fremont trucks there?
We'll probably take it there. That's where I actually ran for the guy the first time last year, was for that show. So
In a different truck.
yeah.
Yeah, tell us about how this whole deal came about for this year.
So this whole deal actually started probably 2 years ago. Tim Baker, he wanted to try something out, and he got a hold of Ron. Ron, he asked if he knew anybody that wanted to get in his truck for him. And he's like, hey, I gave Tim your number. He called me on like a Thursday night and stuff. And we talked, and we went out to Oakshade that night with his truck. We went out there, started second in the heat race, finished there. Went out for the feature, and I think we ended up 11th and stuff. And he was impressed. If he didn't have a driver, I was going to be in it and stuff. Well, him and Jamie are a great team together. And then it was kind of in the works, and we've talked off and on the last 2 years. And then end of last year, he talked his uncle into letting me run it at Sandusky. And then after that, it was just, here we are.
So did you have any kind of a backup plan going into this year? Had that fallen through?
No.
Okay.
The only thing that we would have probably done is I would have put the bomber back together, probably went down to Lima or somewhere, just wherever we wanted to go and have fun once in a while.
You haven't been racing on a regular basis up until this year. I mean, there was a couple of
Hit or
years.
miss.
Yeah, my last full year was 2017.
It's been that long.
Yeah. Other than that, I've just been jumping in other people's cars for the last few years. Just having a good old time.
Do you have more fun jumping in other people's cars than your own?
It depends.
Or is that more stressful?
It can be more stressful because you don't want to tear up their own equipment and everything else. But it's like my stuff. It's like, okay, I know what I got to do. If I do it, I don't feel as bad and stuff. Where if you tear somebody else's stuff up, you're like, oh shit.
So do you drive differently then if it's your stuff versus somebody else's?
Nope.
No.
Okay, good answer.
As long as it stays clean, that's all that matters.
Just so that some of our listeners know, it seems like you and I have a connection. Why don't you explain what that might be?
Yeah, Ron's actually my wife's My
Your
wife's
wife's granddaughter?
Yeah, my wife's grandfather.
Wow.
My wife's grandfather, actually.
That got weird.
Hey.
So he's my grandson-in-law,
There you go.
and he's a damned fine racer.
And you built the truck
Well, yeah.
that he runs. How many of the dirt trucks out there are Ron Miller race car trucks? You're going to have to change the name to Ron Miller Race Vehicles.
Trucks? No.
Only 4 of them. Mine, Corey's, Chester's, and Jamie's.
Right.
Or Timmy's.
Well, and half of RJ's, the 8 truck.
And how many of them have wins this year?
2.
Okay.
I think Jamie has won 3, and you won 1.
Yep.
Out of 6 races.
I think so. Yeah, because Jamie's won 3, I've won 1, and Valeni's won 2.
Okay.
When did you start? When did you get into building race trucks?
I can't remember the year, but
Has it been recently, or have you been doing it? Okay,
yeah. Well,
that's what
years ago, Oakshade was trying to start a truck division, and I built a handful of trucks there. But the Fremont trucks, Corey McCoy had a truck, and we made some very significant changes to it. And then Mark Kackenmeister wanted me
and that
to
was
build
when
a truck.
everyone was accusing him of being a cheater, right?
Yeah.
And when I say everybody, I mean, I guess some people.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And now the 911 truck that Corey McCoy drove for Mark Kackenmeister, we built that one from the ground up. And that one received a fair amount of criticism.
That was the cheater truck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They never found the cheating stuff on the other truck.
Hey.
Yet. Oh, no. Open it up we can. Mr. Gumby, before we started the show here tonight, I hear this, I don't even know how to, it sounded like a weed whacker, lawnmower, high-pitched thing, and I look out the window, and I see you rolling up in your go-kart.
Yeah.
That's how you arrived at the studio tonight.
Well, might as well. You're only a few minutes away.
Okay.
No main roads, just straight back roads.
But there's speed bumps.
And is that the one with the new engine? So,
No, that one doesn't come out.
okay, I was going to say technically maybe you were just breaking the engine in.
No. I think the little one would beat me up if I took her cart.
So we better get done before it gets dark, because I don't think you have headlights on that thing.
I'd be fine.
It'll fit in my trunk.
Who, Gumby or the go-kart?
Absolutely.
Yes, that's right. So you another thing, you have a go-kart track in your backyard, and you have races there.
Yep.
It's not like a Palmyra thing. This is more of a just kind of a for fun thing every once in a while.
Yeah.
You got an event. I know that you're the wrong person to talk to because
Yeah.
you're not organizing it, but you want to mention anything about that?
Yeah, here, what is it, August 20th. It's a Saturday night that us Fremont truck guys are actually off racing. Corey's been bugging me pretty much since the last race that we had at the house, wanting to put it together a Saturday night show since I put lights up and stuff. And, well, we're finally starting to organize it. It's $500 to win. It's free entry. Hopefully have a good time.
Do your neighbors love you?
Yeah, they actually don't mind it, actually.
Really? Well, I understand at least one neighbor that probably wouldn't mind.
Yeah, neighbor across the street, he'll come over, and then neighbor 2 down, they'll sit there and watch from their backyard and watch all of us.
Very nice. So people need to contact Corey if they want more information on that. Corey McCoy.
Yeah, I can answer some of the questions, but if you want to know rules and stuff, Corey's the better one to get a hold of about that.
All right. So how many more wins do you think you have before the end of the year?
I don't know, hopefully a few more. Can't win them
Okay.
all. But
So you're not satisfied with just getting one then?
No, you're never satisfied with one.
I would be right now.
Hey,
Yeah, we were going to talk about that. You're pretty close to due. You've been running
Mm-hmm.
really well.
Well, like I said, I'd be happy with one. Give me one, and if I never win again, I'll die happy.
I don't know about that.
Your dad wants to know who put the lights up. I have a feeling it was probably him.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Figured as much. Okay, and he's got a lot of involvement up there at Palmyra, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's the scorekeeper, and he does a lot of the maintenance and stuff for them or build stuff for them all the time.
Is he going to get back in a race car?
Yeah, actually he is. He's working on something.
Okay. Are you allowed to let the cat out of the bag on any of that or no?
If he wants to, I'll let him comment and say what he's putting together.
All right, fair enough. Well, congratulations again on the win, and good luck on the championship that you don't care about. Now, if you do happen to win the championship, I mean that would be a big deal to you.
Oh, it would be. It'd be definitely a shock more than anything. But as long as I guess in that case, as long as we keep on running the way we are, we'll be there when it's time.
It's a tight race. I mean, there's a lot of
Right.
There's a lot of drivers right up there within 20 points of the top 5, all separated within 20 points of each other.
And virtually everybody's going to have a bad night.
Yeah, and everybody's got a shot to win it too.
Right.
Yep.
They could all have a bad night. Each one have one bad night and still would be close. So when's the championship night out there?
Oh.
You know, I know you're not paying attention to the championship.
I want to say it's the first weekend in October or the last weekend in September. Because we run.
So they go through.
Yeah, because we run 2 races in October. The first one, I believe, might be championship night. Then the second night, we run a Friday night for the Jim Ford Classic, which is a 2-day show, and we just run on Friday, and that's just pretty much a fun show.
Gotcha. Did you get to run Attica?
No.
Would you like to run Attica?
Yes and no. I've ran there before. It's a cool track facility and stuff.
In the dirt truck?
No, I actually ran there in a dirt modified. Last year they had the Summer Nationals there.
Okay.
We'll see.
He's driven a little bit of everything.
I guess. What haven't you driven?
Sprint cars.
And now if
And his wife says no.
She doesn't say no. They just don't entertain me that much. They feel like jumping in one. Now, if
somebody came to you and said, "Hey, I got a sprint car. I need a driver. Brian Smith. I got to play. I got to play in my trailer. I don't have time to run my sprint car tonight. Can you run it?" What would you say?
I'd probably have to take them up on it just to say I did it.
Okay.
But
Did you see that he used up a race car last week?
I did see something.
Brian
Yes.
Smith, boy, he did.
Yeah. Saw them working on it.
Dave Kemmer says Fremont Championship night is October 1st.
well, there you go.
Well, you got to
That
keep
means
the
that the Jim Ford would be 6 days after that.
following weekend. Cool. All right. Well, how about we go through a little bit of results from last week, and then we'll give Tim Wilber a call, the owner, the other rookie,
Right.
the rookie promoter and owner of Butler Motor Speedway. They have a Summer Nationals show coming up a week from tonight, and mid-season championships, I believe, on Saturday.
Right.
Would you maybe down the road after you're done racing, would you want to be a track owner, promoter? Well, technically, I guess you kind of are already, aren't you?
Not really. I wouldn't want to.
Okay. You've already had enough of it in your
Your
backyard.
go-kart track's enough.
Go-kart track's enough. It's just there's just way too much the time and effort you got to put into those things. It's more than a race car.
Well, just wait until you get concessions and,
Help.
Yeah.
yeah, help. Help's hard to find these days. Attica Raceway Park, Friday night, Tanner Thorson was the winner in the 410 sprints. Paul Weaver picked up a 305 sprint win, and Ryan Markham was the winner in the late models. I believe that was Oakshade Attica late model show.
I think it was.
Tuesday nights, the Brad Doty Classic, and guess who? Kyle Larson picked up the win there. That was
Surprise.
actually a pretty exciting race.
It was.
Came down to the last few laps there. He was kind of getting held up in some of the lap traffic, but managed to hang on and win. His second win of the season at Attica. He picked up the win, I think it was Memorial Day weekend, and I believe his second Doty win as well.
Right.
So congratulations to him. A lot of Kyle Larson news tonight we'll talk about here in a little bit. Lima Land was off on Friday, as well as Oakshade. But something we forgot to mention the previous week at Oakshade, we didn't talk anything about the Nick Loy's Fix and Fab hot dog race. Totally forgot about that last
we
week.
didn't.
Yeah, which happened July 2nd.
Right.
And we didn't mention the winner. It was Haley Dittman. She ended up winning that. It was pretty close right up until after. I mean, they both finished their drinks and their hot dogs about the same time. It all came down to getting into the car
And buckling
and
up.
buckling up. And it seemed like the difference was Haley got into the car first and then put her helmet on, whereas Chris Blykamp put his helmet on first and then climbed into the car and was having trouble with the belts. And it's hard to see when you got your helmet on there. And I think I'd heard from John Young that he walked back over there and talked to him because he had to give his gloves back, that he may have blown his motor too during that.
I think I heard that.
Yeah, so tough deal for
Fortunately,
Chris
he had a week off, and I'm sure he'll be there Saturday.
Put a Band-Aid on it. It'll be fine. So we may do another hot dog race again, but it's not all about the motor. It's more about the strapping in, I think. That's probably
it.
the biggest part there. So, again, congratulations to Haley Dittman picking up the very first hot dog race win at...
Yeah, it seems like it's not a matter of how fast you go. It's how quick you get in and out of the car.
And they were pretty even getting out.
And pretty even with the hot dog
and the drinking, yeah. It was all about getting back in the car. So, Fremont Speedway, Cole Macedo picked up the win in the 410 sprints. Paul Weaver made it two wins in 2 consecutive nights there in 305s. And that guy over there, Dave Gumby Jr., picking up that dirt truck feature win. And again, like you said, it was a very exciting race. And I only saw the video of it, but it was battling all the way. I mean, pretty much every lap you had 2 or 3 guys,
If one of our listeners wants to see it, it's on the Ron Miller Facebook page, the Dave Gumby Jr. Facebook page, and Dirt Track Walker is the YouTube page, and he's got a boatload of videos.
He's got all kinds of videos. He's got some Oakshade races. He's got asphalt races.
Go to Dirt Track Walker and make sure you follow him.
Sandusky Speedway was in action 2 nights. The makeup Renegade Rumble from the previous Friday, they got rained out. They ran that last Friday. Dylan Watson picked up the win there. Clay Lusk was the winner in the beginner stocks, and Bobby Justice picked up the pure stock or North Coast stock series, whichever. I think those are interchangeable terms at this point. Saturday night, Clayton Oliver picked up another Renegade win. Clay Lusk again, beginner stock winner, and Bobby Justice again with the North Coast stock series win at Sandusky. Flat Rock Speedway, it was Eric Lee who picked up the win over Chris Benson, who was originally supposed to be our guest, had some issues last night with some personnel, I guess, and ended up having to work late tonight, so he was unable to be our guest. He was originally scheduled to be on the show. We'll get him on sometime in the future here. He finished 4th. Kyle Worley ended up winning the late model sportsman. Jeremy Vanderhoof was the street stock A main. I almost said super stock. Trevor Farmer was the street stock B main winner, and our guest next week, Bill Early, picked up the figure 8 win. So looking forward to that, too. Butler Motor Speedway last Saturday night. Derek Losh won the modifieds. David Fritz was the super stock winner. Andrew Short picked up the win in the street stocks. Brandon Rose was the winner in the Hornets. Last night, they had a Summer National Show. Rain delayed for quite a while. But Bobby Pierce picked up yet another win. He continues to lead the points, as well as Nick Hoffman, also picking up a win last night in the modifieds. So Pierce leading the late models, Summer National points, and Nick Hoffman in the modifieds.
Who was 4th in the late model?
I believe it was Devin Shields.
Devin Shields, yeah.
I saw a picture. He said the track. He thanked. He was happy he had tear-offs.
A lot of them.
Yeah, his car was pretty much unrecognized. It was just covered in mud, just because of the.
Amazingly, he's sponsored by a car wash.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll need it.
I'm sure we'll see him Saturday as well. Eldora Speedway was in action, of course, getting started with the Kings Royal weekend, historical big one tonight. It was Joker's Wild last night for the World of Outlaws, 10,000 to win. David Gravel picking up the win. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series last Thursday night. Chris Madden picked up the Gopher 50 preliminary win at Deer Creek Speedway in Minnesota. Friday, it was Jonathan Davenport in the other Gopher 50 preliminary. And then Saturday, Brandon Overton picked up the Gopher 50 main event, $50,000.
Nice payday.
A little bit, yeah. Pretty much mentioned all the World of Outlaw sprint car shows already, but going back to last Friday, the 34 Raceway was postponed due to rain. Carson Macedo picked up the win at Wilmot Raceway in Wisconsin. Then we mentioned Kyle Larson, winner Tuesday, the Brad Doty, and David Gravel last night at Eldora. Tezos All-Star Circuit of Champions, Friday night, Parker Price Miller picked up the win in Ransomville, New York. Saturday it was Hunter Schoenberg at State Line Speedway, also in New York. All-Stars off for the Kings Royal this weekend as well. Arc Menard Series, Friday night at Mid-Ohio in the Dawn 150. Taylor Gray picking up the win there. Also Saturday night, Bobby Labonte picked up the win at the Nashville Fairgrounds. That was his first SRX Series win. So congratulations to him. NASCAR action this past weekend. Cup Series, Chase Elliott won the Quaker State 300 presented by Walmart at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And Ross Chastain, once again, took out Denny Hamlin.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be some issues there. Xfinity race on Saturday, Austin Hill won the Alsco Uniforms 250 at Atlanta. And then Saturday afternoon, it was Parker Kligerman picking up the O'Reilly Auto Parts 150 win at Mid-Ohio. And summer national results from earlier. Last Thursday, Macon Speedway was rained out. Last Friday, Farmer City was postponed. That's going to be made up tomorrow night now. Saturday night, Tanner English picked up the win at Highland Speedway. Sunday, it was Bobby Pierce at Tri-State in Indiana picking up the win. And then,
the show that they're picking up was the original I-96 date, wasn't it?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Originally scheduled for I-96, but since
Okay.
I-96 dropped that date,
Right. Okay.
we're now making that up on Friday night. So
pretty convenient.
going back to Illinois and then coming back to Ohio on Saturday. And we'll go through the dates coming up for the UMP Summer Nationals, which includes Butler Motor Speedway. And our next guest, who will be given a call here in just a moment, Tim Wilber. Maybe talk some racing with him as well. Contact Freeze Frame Photos for all your racing photo needs. From action shots to victory lane, they have all your favorite drivers. They also do special photo shoots by appointment. So if you want to rent can you rent a bikini model? Is that proper
I don't
to
know.
put on your car? You can hire. I think hire is a better terminology there. Hire a bikini model, put them on your car, call up Charlie, get some photos, make a calendar. They can do calendars.
Yeah.
Freeze Frame Photos does calendars, so there you go. You could get one for your dirt truck. Your wife won't mind, right?
Well, the dirt truck guys got their own calendars.
Oh,
I'll let you look at it one day. It's interesting.
I'm not sure I want to go there, but give Charlie a call.
Didn't Corey McCoy model for one of them?
Yeah.
Oh dear
Yeah.
Lord, I definitely don't want to see
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
TMI.
Find them on Facebook. Freeze Frame Photos online is their username on Facebook. You can see all the cool things that they have that they can put your photos on. And also, they'll be out at Oak Shade, I'm sure, on Saturday with a big collection of victory lane and racing action photos. Ryan Race Cars, give him a call as well, 734-856-7223 for race cars, parts, safety equipment, service, fuel pumps,
Yeah.
fuel pump fittings. Oh,
Yep.
I still owe you for those, too.
Ooh.
Yeah, don't let me forget that.
Retirement City.
Yeah. I had to do a little fuel pump work there. Thanks to Ron Miller Race Cars for helping me out with that. So how many times did I call you? Ron, it's still leaking.
No, it's not.
Ron, it doesn't fit. It's on the frame.
Put a couple of washers under the motor mount. You'll be fine.
Yeah. So there you
And
go. What else was there? Oh, I turn it in, thread it more.
yeah,
Thread the fitting in more.
just tighten
So
the fitting up.
Yeah,
the
that's
leak
it.
will go away.
That's Ron Miller Race Car, 734-856-7223.
Parts and advice.
And he'll make you feel like an idiot if you deserve it.
Only if you deserve
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Before we get to our racing news, how about we give Tim a call here? Get him on the phone. Again, Tim Wilber taking over Butler Motor Speedway. When was that? When was that? March that was announced?
I think
Because I know
so.
we had him on for just a moment. But, yeah, Tim Wilber, you may remember racing. Talk about his racing career. Will I dial him up?
Talk about his racing career.
Yeah, what did he do? What all did he race in?
He raced a little bit of everything. Modifieds, late models.
So he's like a Dave Gumby.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Hello.
Tim Wilber.
Hey, how we doing?
Hey, doing good. It's Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, Dave Gumby Jr. in the studio with us. You're live on the air. We're going to talk some racing and some Butler Motor Speedway.
Okay.
But actually, we were just discussing before we get to Butler, your racing career. Ron says that you've driven just about everything. Is this true?
I think I've raced about everything but a sprint car.
Wow, he is Dave Gumby Jr.
Yeah.
Go-karts?
Yep. I never really raced one when I was younger. My dad, we had one around the house, and I think I won every race I was in because it was only against me. But obviously turned several laps at home on a little track when I was a kid on a go-kart.
So what possessed you to want to own and run a racetrack?
I don't know if I got an exact answer. I just think some reason, I don't know if it's the businessman in me or what, of owning a car a lot and thinking, man, I'd like to own this place. But I think for 15 years or so, I've always kind of thought it'd be cool. One time I've talked to Donaldson about it years ago, and it did nothing really transpired from it and went back racing. And I don't really know. I just, I guess probably growing up.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah, it seemed like a good idea. It's 4 miles from my house. It's in my backyard.
Well, so is Gumby's racetrack.
Yeah.
His is literally in his backyard.
Yeah.
So, so are you done racing then? Do you do any racing anymore, or are you just strictly focused on promoting Butler Motor Speedway?
Yep, just promoting. I have no intentions of getting in the car all summer. Both of my seats from the 2 cars that I sold last year, that's all I've got are 2 seats, a suit, and a helmet. But if
That's
something
way
happens
too.
this fall,
Tim, that's just way too much for a guy that doesn't intend to go racing. You know as well as I do, Tim, if you've got a rod end left over, you're going to build a damn race car around it.
Yeah. No, if something happens this fall, maybe or something in somebody's, but man, I don't. Right now, everyone asks me that about every week. About 4 people are like, man, do you miss it? I'm like, I'm busy enough over here working every night or doing something all day long for the track. And, on the weekends, I really don't even think about racing. I guess the only thing I really think about is, okay, what do I got to do to the track today? What do I got to do to try to make it better for the next step? And that's the biggest thing right now is just trying to make it better for the next step.
So you're at the track right now, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I kept looking at my phone. I knew you were calling. I thought, okay, I got to find where there's a couple bars because you don't get too much signal out here.
Well, you sounded good, so that's good. Don't move from wherever you're at.
Yep. Nope, I'm sitting still.
So are you working out at the track how many days a week?
Well, I give my wife 1 night a week we go for dinner, but that doesn't mean I don't show up here in the afternoon then come home and meet her. But I'm pretty much for sure here 6 days a week. Last night was her night for dinner, and I was still here working yesterday afternoon. I left the car lot a little early to come here to do a few things before we went out. So if I had to say my average, it's 6 or 7.
What are you doing on a weekly basis out there? Are you taking care of the track? Are you taking care of paperwork? What is it you're doing as an owner and promoter?
Well, I really don't get to do the paperwork. I tell my wife I'm on the fence towards the infield. She gets the fence out. So the paperwork's all on her. But, there's just so many things. I guess if you can come over here one night and prep all of the equipment of greasing and fueling and, just everything for, okay, when you get ready to start working the track, that'll take 1 or 2 nights right there. We stay here Saturday night and usually Sunday morning first thing, I'm out there watering the track, and if I can turn it up or whatever to start getting some Mother Nature going at it. I try to get out of here Sundays, 12 o'clock, which my wife's pretty much figured out it's 1 or 2 o'clock. So there's something here to do every day.
So you spend a lot of your time on track prep, right?
Yep.
You should listen to our show last week. We spoke to Robert Platfoot, who's the facilities manager down at Eldora Speedway. It was a very interesting conversation with him as far as everything that goes into prepping a dirt track. Right. And the amount of water that he says that he dumps on that track is astounding.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Yep.
So
I don't know where it goes sometimes. You're like, man, just when you think you're ahead of the game, or here a few weeks ago, it was probably the best Friday we had. It was overcast all day. I worked the track all day, got it graded. I was feeling confident, and my wife sends me a text. She works about a half hour from here. It was raining. I'm like, perfect. A little bit of free Mother Nature. That's perfect. Yeah, I think we got about 3 inches of rain, and that wasn't pretty. I was like, that's not what I was looking for.
A little too much help.
Yeah. Yep.
So you've been running the track for about half a season now. Is it everything that you thought it'd be?
I think so. Yeah. Yep. I think so. I'm very pleased with it. It's different to be on the other side. I catch myself like both sides of the fence, that when the hot laps come or however, or when you go out and put some water down in between races, you're like, okay, you can't put too much water down, because I remember I used to be that guy in the seat, like, what are we doing putting this much water down? Or, that's kind of my biggest fear of, you got to be on your toes of doing the correct of how much water do you put down. Then you make a lap around and you're like, oh yeah, I screwed up. That's way too much water. Well, have fun wheel packing, but it's kind of like I told the boys in the drivers meeting last week. And I think for the most part, the drivers are all doing good. We've had a couple rule changes. First couple weeks it was tough. Now it all makes sense. But it's kind of like I told them last week, like, we're not jogging a marathon yet. Like, I feel as employees of Butler, like, we are still crawling. Like, I'm ready to, I hope to be at the end of the summer that we're walking. Not in 1 year can we go from crawling to running a marathon. It's just those little steps that I want to get to. I don't want to think that I'm up here and we're not. We're all, everybody's still green that's doing it. We're all figuring each other out, what's going on, what's good, what's bad. That's kind of the biggest chore right there, of figuring all that out, because I've never done that. I just come and I throw a helmet on and go racing. I've never had to sit on the other side of the fence and, well, so what's going on here? Like, what are you guys doing on the radio? Like, oh, this is all green to me, So it's all new to me.
One of your fans has nothing but great things to say about the condition of the racetrack, the fact that attendance has been up from what they remember, and that the racing has been wonderful.
Yeah, we really have, and I always say that's probably a big accomplishment. Or achievement. When you go home at the end of the night when you're racing, you're like, even if you didn't win, you're like, you know what, we had a good car. We could have won this or that. More sometimes when I was younger, I think all I wanted to do was win every race. If you had to peel the whole passenger side off to win, you won. And then later in your career, you're like, I think we had the best car. We might have only got third, but we had the best car. Now, kind of at the end of the night, I'm like, the sprint car and street stock feature was phenomenal. They ran side by side or whatever. You're like, that means more to me than, I don't really care who wins the race anymore. That's what I look at more. Here a few weeks ago, I think Josh Turner was running the top of 1 and 2 and Jason Blond was on the bottom. I'm like, yeah, that's a good feeling in your heart right there, when they're not just making laps around the middle, that I think we've done for a long time here at Butler.
So, yeah, I think, the fan that wrote that, J-Lo Fostoria, I don't know if that means anything to you, but you probably owe him a free pit pass.
Yeah, probably.
So if you had to give yourself a grade so far, the first half of the season for running the track, what would you grade yourself?
Oh, man.
I always hated that question when my
Compare
teacher
it-
used
Yeah.
to try and do that to me.
Compare it to previous years.
There you go.
I think we're a B minus.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, I feel definitely we have room to grow. We have spots to get better, spots to get worse. It's just the equipment. That's probably the biggest thing, is the equipment. We had the track good one night. I go to the driver's meeting. I come back. I jump in the water truck. Something don't sound right. We break a rocker arm. So, we have 2 water trucks, and one's pretty much a helper for Friday night. So when you just broke your only water truck and it's 6 o'clock, you're like, now what am I going to do? And luckily we attempted a hot lap the way it was. A guy that works at Anderson's 10 minutes from us goes to my wife and says, hey, we got a truck at the shop. I can have it here in 10 minutes to put water down. So, it's just,
Nice.
that's a good part of all the community support, that, hey, I can have a water truck here, like I say, 10, 15 minutes, and it was done. We got through the night. Just a lot of little things like that is nice. If a transmission went out of the service truck this week and Doc's transmission is out of Homer, boom, I get him the truck Monday, and the truck is at Butler Speedway today with a working transmission. There's so many things like that, the week that the rocker arm broke, and we took that to Flint and Litchfield, and we picked a water truck up, I think it was Wednesday, Thursday, just that's probably a good feeling in your heart, that the community,
It's supporting you.
Sometimes sometimes I feel like the community almost gives more than I do, which I don't think is true, but they're all of them are very boom. Like, what can we do to help you? They're there to do it, and that's nice.
That's awesome. Any other unforeseen hiccups or surprises that you've encountered this first half of the season?
We've struggled with an infield. The infield drain's been an issue for about the last month. And I've got super lucky there that a buddy of mine, Brad Blon, here 3 weeks ago, I'm going to probably go back maybe a month-ish ago. I called Rick Sword out with a septic business, and he came and helped me pump water out of the infield. So we got done on Thursday night, and then like a week or so later, we got hammered, and the drain, we thought we had it maybe working in the infield, and I don't even know. All I know is he brought his irrigation pump over that he says pumps 1,000 gallons a minute, and we pumped for 3 hours. And it was just, I mean,
That's
the
a lot of
infield
gallons.
there's a lot of gallons.
Yeah.
I mean, we had two-ish feet of water, you know, and it's just the last 2 weeks, that's what's bit us. A couple of weeks ago, I think what night it was, maybe Thursday or Wednesday or Friday. It was a Friday night. And then last week we got rain middle of the week, and he came Thursday night and we pumped water till 1 a.m, you know, and just yesterday the drain guy came to fix the drain. And as he brought his mini excavator here, it started pouring, and the infield instantly had 4 or 5 inches of water. So last night after dinner with the wife, you come over with a trash pump, you pump water out of the infield, and the guy fixed it all today. And I'm like, man, I'm tired of pumping water.
So how are things looking for this weekend's mid-season championships?
I think we're looking good. We're working, like I say, we're working the track now. I think the track will be good. Kind of ready. I'm ready to get this weekend over and start prepping the track for next Thursday. I kind of say I think I might go to work Monday, and I think I'm calling in the rest of the week and, you know, just try to put everything we've got towards the track. You know, just try to have everything the best we can for Thursday when the late models and mods come.
Now, that's of course, the Summer Nationals date a week from tonight. Is that,
Yes.
would you consider that your biggest event of the season out there?
I would definitely say that. Yeah, I would probably say that's going to be our big event. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That'd be our big event.
Okay, so what's the details on that show for folks planning to go to it?
Yep. So hot laps, and I'm not 100% on their procedure of the hot lap qualifying gig. That is going to start at 6 o'clock. Racing's going to start at 8 o'clock on Thursday, half hour later than normal. Gates will open. I think gates open at 3 for the pits, 4 o'clock for the grandstands. So, yeah, you know, in the last 2 years with racing, I've always looked forward to that. I think a lot of people around this area look forward to that just for the one time a year the late models get to come here.
Pit and grandstand prices?
See, now, Ron, you're going to stump me. That's the wrong side of the fence. Remember now?
It's my job,
I told you,
Tim.
Ron. I know. I'm on the other side of the fence. Yep, I'm going to have to phone a friend on that one.
I'm assuming that'll be posted on the website.
It is, yeah. I think it's posted on our website, yeah.
And that's
or our Facebook page, yes. That is. I think my daughter, I'm pretty sure, posted it the other day on our Facebook page.
okay. So make sure to check out Butler Motor Speedway on Facebook for that. Any big plans you foresee for the future of Butler Motor Speedway, like looking ahead to maybe next year? Any big ideas that you might have?
You know, I don't really think so. I think, like I say, it's just those small steps. I'd like to get some dirt in to help the surface a little bit, which obviously hopefully these fuel prices go down a little bit. But like I say, if we can just keep making the baby steps, I mean, I guess that's just kind of the biggest thing is the baby steps. We probably got some more bleacher boards to do again this winter. You know, but just keep doing the baby steps and maybe fixing some of the bad stuff that we have around here just for it's easier during the week to come over here and be ready to go.
Tim, any thoughts of a dealer's choice type race late in this season or maybe next season?
I can guarantee you this season, no. But, you know, I think definitely it's something to look at in the future because I think a lot of people want to do it. And, you know, I don't want to say it's a big risk. You know, I've always said that, like, it's tough when they stretch it out for 3 days. Like, sometimes I feel like you almost got to do, like, individual shows sometimes just because it's always that weather factor. But definitely we have the grounds here for it of the large parking lot and all that. So, you know, something definitely in the future that'd be good to do.
I know the fan support would be huge for that.
Right. Yep.
Ron would like to see it.
Yep. Ron might come back, you're saying?
I said he would like to see that. Yeah. He's a big fan of that.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to figure out if Ron's coming next week, if he's coming Thursday, the late model show, or Saturday for the old time.
Hey, I hear he's got his motor back.
I should have it back tomorrow.
Okay.
No, wait, Saturday for what?
Thursday.
No.
Thursday. The next Saturday, the 23rd, is our old timers night.
Tim.
I thought that one slipped past him because I didn't get nothing back.
Oh, no.
I missed that one.
Yeah. Well, I squeezed that one in quickly.
Last week on the show, we talked to Jeff Dice of I-96, who's kind of stopped running on a weekly basis. He cited the expense of putting on weekly shows. Is that something that you've run into, having issues being able to afford to put on a weekly show? And if not, how are you, meeting the, the demands of the prices?
We just, in what's happening to Jeff is probably my biggest fear when you buy it, because, you don't have no clientele. You think you've got clientele, but, once you buy it, you're like, well, boom, we had 25 mods all last year. You got 25 mods this year. But that don't mean that once you change your name on the business card, some people might leave because it's you, and they might come because it's you. But we've been really fortunate all year that if I had to throw an average out with our 4 classes, we're close to, we're above or below that 80 number. So, we've been fortunate that we've drew the cars. We've had a good fans all year. I tell a lot of people that probably my biggest concern is in 2 or 3 or 5 years that, okay, like, I think we have 200 or 300 people in the stands at night that come because of the improvements, and let's see what Wilber's done. And like, okay, so are these people going to come for the rest of my career here, or are they going to fade away? That's a tough part, but, yeah, we're just that. It's just tough. I've been fortunate that you lose 3 street stocks this week. I see him on Facebook. Oh, I've got to work. I can't come, and you're like, okay, well, there's one guy gone. And then all of a sudden this car pops up from nowhere. And then the next, so next week they switch roles. So we've been fortunate that we've been at that 80 car number. I think a couple of nights we were super close to 100. I think the first night we was maybe 107 cars.
Nice.
So we've had a great car count all year, and that's, I guess I haven't thought about it a ton, but when you start getting down to 10, 12 cars, definitely I'd be a little nervous. And it's just in today's world, I've said this in the last couple of years, I think you can pay somebody, if you pay somebody $1,500 to win, you can pay them $2,500 or $4,500, and sometimes I feel like you get the same cars.
Exactly.
So
it's just the fuel. It's tough to do. It's even like modifieds last week with not having the sprint cars on 4th of July. We almost doubled first place, and I'm not sure if we picked up one car.
Wow. So is it the car count and the pit passes? Is that where you make the majority of the money that's going to go into the purse, or to cover the purse? Is that where the money is, or is it an equal split between the pits and the grandstands?
Yeah, I say it's an equal split, just for the simple fact, if you come to Butler this week and we had all 4 classes, let's say we had 45 cars, and you go home let down, well, we might have the best stands this week, but there's only 45 cars for 4 classes total, and they're like, yeah, we're not going back next week. So now all of a sudden your fans are gone next week and your cars are still down, so that's probably the toughest part. So I think it takes A and B to get to C.
Gotcha. That makes sense. I like
Scott
that.
Scott was wondering if his Dominator Super Stock would be legal at your track. Now, are you running your stock car class next Thursday?
We are not. We're just running mods and late models.
Oh,
but tell him if he does a little bit of work on that, he could probably take the nose off, narrow it up, and make them on. Because that's probably what it is anyway.
I'm sure he was thinking about maybe doing a best of Hammer Down and bringing his super stock up there next Thursday.
Is that what I was?
Yep.
I didn't realize I was thinking that.
Oh, you were.
Wow.
You just didn't realize.
That's probably the number one question I get every time Oakshade rains out. Can we bring our super stock up?
So we don't we don't have a definitive answer there, or is it? I I was looking at the street stock rules. I don't think we fit because I think you got to have a full,
I don't think.
full
You got to have full frame.
Yeah.
Stock rear end, 4 bars.
Yeah, so that's an unfortunate no.
Maybe you'd pick up
not a modified with a body.
Maybe you'd pick up some cars on Friday if you made your rules the same as some other tracks. Just say
on Saturday.
See,
and you mean on Saturday?
It's a Saturday night track.
Yeah.
Right.
You did. You do things in conjunction, or did I should say, with I-96 and the stocks up there, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yep. And pretty much, really, I don't want to say Oakshade's on their stocks. They're on their own rule book. But if you go to Montpelier or Gas City, or if you go north into Michigan, we're all pretty close to the same. We might run into some 2 barrels and 4 barrels, but for the most part, they're all pretty much the same.
Gotcha. So you want to promote your big show this weekend, the mid-season championships, before we let you go here? Yeah.
Yep. We got our mid-season championship this week, which I think we should have a good car count, especially with the sprint cars. I think we'll have a good field. I know it always helps us a ton when GLSS is not racing. We grab a few of them. So we should have a good car count there. Then obviously we return Thursday with the late models and mods for the Summer Nationals. I guess to plug, and then after that we come back with next Saturday. We'll have the Old Timers Night, which is kind of a cool night to come. I feel like we get a good 20 cars of the old timers to bring their stuff out and show them off, which is a cool thing to always see of, I guess, who started the racing for us.
Are those old time cars as well?
Yep.
Okay.
So they bring there's some old Butler modifieds, some, the old sprint cars, stuff like that, which I actually had one of them. I had the old Brian Tyler modified, and I sold that, which that was kind of a cool piece when I was a young kid in 84-ish.
Tim, who are some of the drivers that'll be at your old timers race?
So you're going to stump me because they're older. They're above me. They're behind me there. I don't really know.
Who are some of your friends, Ron? They'll probably show up there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The first one that comes to my mind is, of course, Hank Lauer brings his car here.
Right.
Oh yeah, we see him with the vintage American race cars.
Yeah, so pretty much with whoever's with that vintage is all here. Pretty much, all the vintage cars are here.
Okay. That is a fun show that they put on. I do enjoy watching those guys, and it seems like in recent years they've gotten a little more serious.
They get real racy.
Yeah, I think they do. I'd really like to see more of them, which I think really the Brian Tyler car that I had might be the only one that really comes here from the 80s, so the old upright mods.
Right.
That, of course, that was my era of growing up, but I always thought those were neat, and I know Bubba's got one that Tom Franum drove, and he brings his over sometimes. Schumacher, I've heard, still got his, but he don't bring his over.
Some of the little Joe Bennett cars have to have survived.
Oh, yep, the old little Joe Bennett guy, which I don't know if I've seen that one here, but I remember him. That'd be a neat piece to see.
Oh, it would.
Yeah,
I even remember
and then we do. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then we do follow up the week after that, which will be the last weekend of the month. We're going to have a pretty good sprint car show. Mark Pell from Pell Steyer and Cowater is putting up some money. He's actually putting a total of $2,500 into the sprint car purse. We're going to pay $2,500 to win for the sprint cars on the 30th.
Nice.
So hopefully we can grab a few of those guys.
Any thoughts of doing a one-off race in the winter, kind of like Sandusky Speedway in their hangover race?
No.
No.
That was pretty straightforward.
Mid-Michigan's done. I don't remember what they call it. What do they call it?
Snowball, wasn't it?
Icebreaker?
No. Mid-Michigan they've done it a few times. I know I went up there for one of those. And
doesn't M40 do something too?
I think they do.
Yeah. So
I thought they did a New Year's one or something. I thought I watched it on Facebook. I thought, wow, that looks cold there. I'm sitting by my wood burner.
You'll just stay where it's warm. All right. Well, Tim, we got to get going here. Good luck with. You got a busy week ahead of you here.
We got a busy next 7-8 days ahead of us, but I think we're prepared for it. I got a good group of guys that help me out stuff, so I think we're prepared and we'll be ready for it.
Well, and it's pretty aggressive running Thursday and then turning right back around for a Saturday show.
You're gonna be tired.
It is. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's Friday's going to be a long day, so don't call me Friday for an interview because I'll probably decline you.
All right. All right, Tim, good luck on things, and I'm sure we'll check in with you again.
Okay, thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me on.
Thanks, Tim.
See you, Tim.
Okay, yep. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. There you go. Tim Wilber, the rookie owner-promoter of Butler Motor Speedway. Got a really busy week.
Yes, he does.
Summer Nationals coming up next weekend, or next Thursday, week from tonight, as a matter of fact. So, just got a little bit of racing news to do here. We'll get to our Big D's pizza racing menu, and maybe we'll give away some pizza with how many. And
we've got a spin-off.
We do, yeah. Stick around for that. Exciting stuff. Popular open wheel racer Terry Babb has died. He was 55 years old. Babb was leading Saturday night's winged sprint car feature at St. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Francois County Raceway. Francois.
Francois.
It's French. I don't do French. That's why. St. Francois County Raceway. When he pulled into the infield, he later succumbed to an apparent heart attack. Babb was a frequent competitor in the winged and non-winged sprint cars, midgets, and USAC Silver Crown series. He was the cousin of successful late model racer Shannon Babb. Crazy stuff there. Two-time NASCAR Xfinity Series champion Tyler Reddick will join 2311 Racing beginning in 2024. The team is co-owned, of course, by Denny Hamlin and NBA legend Michael Jordan. Currently fielding Toyotas for Bubba Wallace and Kurt Busch. And my guess is one of those two are not going to be there in 2020. This isn't for next year.
Or maybe they could go to a three-car team.
I saw an interview with him. It didn't sound like that was going to happen.
Toyota said...
But, again, this is a year and a half away, so a lot of things can change.
Yeah.
I don't know. Crazy stuff.
Did you see the Kenny Wallace interview on that?
I did not.
Giving his thoughts?
No, but there was, I did read something about that opens up the numbers 3 and 8 for possible Dale Jr., who wants to get into the Cup Series as an owner.
Right.
Dale Jr. Motorsports.
Right.
And then those were his numbers.
And his sister.
And yeah. So, well, a lot of things to be determined there, and a lot of time before that happens. Mentioned Kyle Larson news. We got a couple of things with him. He's not going to be returning to the Chili Bowl Nationals to try and three-peat next January.
Purse not big enough.
Despite this is what he said after he won the first one, and you might remember this. It was a big quote. Quote, "Sorry NASCAR, sorry Daytona, but this is the biggest effing race I've ever won." Unquote. Larson has stated not to expect his name on the next Chili Bowl's entry list. Quote, "I've spent half of my life going there, but now I've started racing in these other big events against big names, and they just feel like a bigger deal to me than the Chili Bowl." Unquote. That sounds like a slap in the face, really.
Well, and he's been cited as being really displeased with the purse.
Yeah, and that's, The other thing here is the Wild West Shootout at Vado Speedway Park runs the same week as the Chili Bowl in January and has 5 $10,000 to win prelims and a $25,000 to win finale, whereas, as you mentioned, Chili Bowl just has the $10,000 to win feature. Yeah. So,
and you've got to run through.
That's a $75,000 versus 10.
And you've got to run through the alphabet soup if you didn't qualify fast enough.
Other Kyle Larson news. Kyle Larson and Brad Sweet have partnered to launch a new sprint car series next season. It will be called the High Limit Sprint Car Series, with a 12-race schedule featuring midweek races paying as much as $50K to win. I think most of them are going to be like $23 to win, $23K.
Right.
They're kind of following the model that was set by Flow Racing Night in America, Dirt Late Model Series.
Yep.
With the midweek races there. The High Limit Sprint Car Series will compete on Wednesday or Thursday nights at tracks across America. Not sure I'm a big fan of the name. I don't know. High Limit Sprint Car Series.
Probably if you were a poker player, maybe you'd understand.
And I wasn't, the logo didn't really do anything for me, too. It was kind of like, okay. Moving on, let's play How Many. chance to win Big D's Pizza. How many World of Outlaws were going to be at the Doty on Tuesday, plus the number of late models that were on Montpelier on Wednesday was last week's how many?
Right.
So we had 44 sprint cars at Attica on Tuesday and 29 late models last night at Montpelier. And if my math is right, that's 73.
Right.
You picked 72 last week.
I did.
So you were off by one. I picked 71, so I was off by. We were both close, but you.
I was more closer than you.
You were more closer than I was. We did have two actually dead-on correct guesses last week.
Really?
Yeah. So we're gonna have to spin the Big
Somebody
D's
trumped
pizza.
me.
Somebody did. Two people trumped you,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact. So we're gonna end up spinning the Big D's pizza wheel to determine this week's winner. And those two folks are, as soon as the screen flips back here, we'll put that up there. It's going to be between
your crew chief,
Robin Johnson, and Jack Morris. They both picked 73. So here we go. We're going to spin for the Big D's Pizza. And it looks like Robin Johnson will be our Big D's Pizza winner.
Congratulations, Robin.
Hopefully she saves me a piece. So, yeah, congratulations. This week's how many? Chance to win a Big D's Pizza. How many late models are going to be at Oakshade on Saturday night?
Just
for
late
the
models?
birthday race.
Not,
just late models. I'm making it easy.
You're not going to put the mods in.
Do you want to?
Yeah,
don't put any guesses in yet because we're still deciding what we're doing.
Don't put it in.
Yeah, congratulations, Robin. She says woohoo. You want to do a combo?
I do.
We can do that. This is a fluid show. We can do that. So I'm going to add plus modified. So how many late models and modifieds total Saturday night at Oakshade Raceway? And I'm only going to give you until 10 a.m.
Yeah, because
that's when the gates open on Saturday at Oakshade. Yeah. So 10 a.m. Saturday morning is so if you're listening to us on Spotify or iTunes, whatever, Apple Podcasts, I guess it is now, you have until 10 a.m. to put your guess in, put it in the comments. Just put a number in there, and you're automatically entered to win. You can only guess once. If you guess more than once, you get the black flag. So, again, this is total late models plus modifieds. I'm seeing some numbers that don't look very high there.
Yeah.
So, total number of modifieds and late models combined. I don't remember how many we had last year. I do remember years ago we had upwards of 60 late models, upper 50s. I don't think we're going to see that many this year.
I don't.
But you have to pick first.
And there's a lot of mods in the area, so...
There is. Is Butler running the mods? I forgot to ask once.
I think they are.
Yeah. So that could cut that down a little bit.
Right. Okay.
So you got a lot of guesses there.
72 was a good number last week. It's going to be 72 again this week.
I'm going to say 39 late models.
And
41. No. 40 late models. So I'm going to be at 79. That's where I'm going to be. I'm going high compared to some of these folks.
David, how about you?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with an even 80.
Even 80? You're more optimistic than even I. Are you gonna be watching? Are you gonna be?
Yeah, we're gonna be there. We're camping out this weekend.
Okay. So you
could have really convoluted it and thrown the super stocks.
I thought about it, but we can't change the rules.
No, that's fine.
So there you go. You have until 10 a.m. Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning. Put your guess in our Facebook Live or YouTube Live. Probably easier to find our YouTube Live, but either way, if you're listening to us on the podcast, you can still get entered. Doesn't mean you can't. You just got to do a little extra work. That's all there is to it. This weekend's Big D's Pizza Racing Menu, of course, tonight just got supposedly should have just gotten started at.
Did I see Joe Godsey won his heat race?
Yes,
I did. I read that.
Amazing.
Last night at Montpelier.
No, right now.
No.
What?
Yeah. He won heat too.
Somebody's cheating.
It's him. Okay. All right.
You thought you had his undivided attention.
No, I didn't really. But tonight, the historical big one at Eldora. That started at 8 o'clock, featuring the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. I believe that's $100,000 to win. That's a pretty big deal right there. And general admission is $39, but if you're not there already, you're probably not going, so it doesn't matter. Looking ahead to tomorrow night, Lima Land Motorsports Park back in action with the tribute to Gene Frankhart, featuring the NRA 360 Sprint Invaders, UMP Modifieds, Thunder Stocks. Gates open at 4:30, racing at 7:30, general admission $12. Eldora with the night before back in action for the third consecutive night of the World of Outlaws. Gates open at noon, racing at 8. General admission's $34 on Friday. Attica has taken the night off because of the
HBO. Historical big one.
No, the nights before. Tonight's the historical big one.
Yeah, but it's the entire.
They're off because of the Eldora stuff, because all the sprint cars are there. Yes. Saturday, Oakshade Raceway back in action after taking last week off with the birthday race, summer national finale. Well, that's an old thing. Not anymore. Not for a few years. Summer Nationals with the dirt car, UMP late models, and the Summit Racing Modifieds, Dominator Super Stocks in action as well. Gates open at 10 a.m., racing at 7:30, and general admission. This is the big thing on this. A lot of tracks, $25 for the Summer National shows.
Right.
$14. They don't raise the price for the special show, so just $14 will get you adult general admission to see the Summer Nationals. I'm guessing that's probably one of the cheaper tickets on the whole hell tour.
I'll bet it is.
So a pretty cool deal there. And again, the gates open at 10 a.m. And for that $14, you can get in the pits. And
Sam Driggers often talks about that to some of the other track promoters. Say, you want to fill the place? Do what Oakshade does.
There you go. So yeah, get there early, meet the drivers, and get a good seat. It'll be a good show. Fremont off again because of stuff going on at Eldora. Sandusky Speedway, they'll have the Modifieds back in action along with North Coast Stock Series, Renegades, Beginner Stocks. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. Adult general admission is $12 at Sandusky. Flat Rock, it's going to be kids' night there Saturday night. 12 and under will get in free. They get a free hot dog. I think the first 100 get a free T-shirt. It's good to be a kid. They're going to have an Enduro 250, Street Stocks, Late Model Sportsman. Gates open at 5, racing at 7 o'clock at Flat Rock. General admission there, $15. Butler Motor Speedway, they got a pretty quick turnaround after racing on Wednesday. They've had a busy week. Yeah. Raced last Saturday, Wednesday, and then again this coming Saturday, it's going to be the Hornet Buzz. Super Stocks, Street Stocks, and Hornets will be racing for $500 to win. And I believe the Dirt Track Truck Series as well. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:22. And then finally, Eldora Speedway wrapping up this weekend's Big D's Pizza Racing menu with the 39th annual Kings Royal, featuring the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. Gates open at noon, racing at 8 p.m. General admission is only $45 for that.
Only.
That's it. Other series action, the World of Outlaw Case Construction Late Models will be at River City Speedway in North Dakota tomorrow night, Friday night. I-94 Sure Step Speedway on Saturday night. And then the Rumble at the Red Cedar Speedway on Sunday, July 17th. Already mentioned the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. They're at Eldora tonight through Saturday. And then Wednesday, they'll be back in action at Port Royal Speedway in Pennsylvania. Lucas Oil Dirt Late Model Series, they will be at, they should be at I-70 Speedway right now, as a matter of fact, tonight. Tri-City Speedway in Illinois on Friday. Lucas Oil Speedway in Missouri for the 16th Annual Diamond Nationals on Saturday. Then it's Houston Speedway in South Dakota on Tuesday. I-80 Speedway in Nebraska for the Go 50 a week from tonight on Thursday. So a lot of racing action scheduled for the Lucas Oil Dirt Late Model.
A little bit of travel there.
A little bit. SRX Series is on the dirt at I-55 Raceway in Missouri. That'll be on CBS at 8 p.m. Saturday night. So make sure to get out, support your local dirt track or paved track, your local track, and set your DVR to record the race there. The NTT IndyCar Series will be in Toronto for the Honda Indy Toronto. That's going to be Sunday, the 17th at 3 p.m. That'll be on streaming on Peacock. NASCAR Cup Series Going to be at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Same with the Xfinity Series. The Cup Series will be running the Ambetter 301. Sunday, 3 o'clock on USA. This is the Cran 200 for the Xfinity Series. It's not the Crayola Cran 200. Is that a name brand or something?
I don't know.
I really did want to look into that, but I just it was just the Cran 200. Whatever.
Cray.
And Cran. Yeah, Crayon. That's going to be Saturday, 2:30 on USA. Yeah. Summer Nationals action. They're at Shady Hill tonight. Farmer City, that makeup show from last Friday. That's tomorrow night, Friday night. Oakshade on Saturday for the birthday race. Then they go over to Wayne County Speedway on Sunday. Thunderbird Raceway up in Michigan on Wednesday. And then Butler Motor Speedway a week from tonight, Thursday night, the 21st. And now it's time for your weekend weather pit stop. Sitting in for Ryan Weekman this week is the professor, Ron Miller.
Yeah, it is.
How are we looking for the weather?
It's absolutely great, Scott. A little chance of rain on Sunday, but I don't think it's going to greatly affect anything. Those rain showers are going to be intermittent through the day. Eldora should be just fine. Everybody else is great.
I think you're making this up.
I am not.
Okay. I thought I saw a little chance of rain late Friday, Saturday morning, just light showers.
Not a chance.
Okay.
Not
a chance. You heard it here first.
Nothing that's going to affect any races.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to affect any races either. So
It wouldn't be a birthday race without some rain. Pretty much every year it's rained.
It was pretty hot last year.
It rained Friday, though.
I've been watching the full moon, and it was full. Just
it's not going to be full on Saturday.
No, darn it.
Oh, no.
I was thinking, what a fun night it was.
No, that's why you're not racing. Thanks to associate producer Dave Kimmer, contributors Matt Swander, John Young, Doug Dock, Bob Staszak. Thanks to Matt for helping us out with filling in.
Yeah.
With Tim Wilber. Thanks to our guest, Tim Wilber. Dave Gumby Jr., congratulations on that first win.
Thank you.
You're not racing this weekend, but next weekend, since you're on the show, you got to get your next win.
I'll try.
No pressure there.
You know the deal there.
Next week on the show, we're going to speak to figure eight racer Billy Early. And we'll probably have another guest on as well. And 2 weeks from tonight, Gabrielle Grigsby will be our guest. Female factory stock racer at Toledo Speedway.
Among others.
Related to Daniel Grigsby.
Yeah.
No Hammer Down Hotline playback this week. Again, except for telemarketers. I'm about to take that whole number down just because that's all we get now. I need to have my extended car warranty. If you do want to call, leave a message. Feel free to do so. 419-318-3081. 419-318-3081. You can text it. If you don't want to talk, that's fine. Just text it. I don't even think it'll have your name on it, just a phone number.
Really?
So, yeah, do an anonymous text. 419-318-3081. That number is on our website, too, hammerdownracingreport.com. I thought you were going to say something else.
No.
Okay.
It's time to go home and watch some racing.
It is. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report, follow us on YouTube, listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, or any of the other 497 platforms, hammerdownracerreport.com, all kinds of information there. Make sure to rate and review us. I'm getting sick. We need another review on Apple Podcasts because there's the Bark Dog one from 3 years ago that's on there, and it always comes up in my weekly report. I'm like, I just need to see a different
If you're
one.
listening to us on an Apple podcast, please give us a review.
Yeah, even if it's bad. I just want a different one. That's all I care about. Thanks again to Oakshade Raceway, Big D's Pizza, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, Dominator Race Products, and Headhunters Barber Studio and Salon. Support our sponsors. They make the show possible. And get out and support your local track this weekend. Lots of things to choose from. Got to be a good weekend of racing.
It will.
So,
Weatherman says so.
Yeah, right there, the professor. Let's get out of here. Go watch some racing tonight.
Good night, all.
See you next week.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.